Carter's gift to the world that is still giving today is the Islamic Republic of Iran, right?
Yep.
He allowed that to come online. And Obama left office with the Islamic Republic of Iran, the number one sponsor of international terrorism in the world. He left them with a path to acquire nuclear weapons, which makes Carter, hands down, no matter how you cut it, the second worst president of the United States of America in all-time history. So I respect him immensely, and like I said, I loved his work. I loved him in the You Were Never Really Here, and it's a revenge story. In the final analysis, it's good versus evil, and in this particular case, I read the book first. It's good versus evil with a sledgehammer.
And from and the good is the sledgehammer.
And I loved him, and the stuff that I've seen him do. He's a. And when I heard he got the Joker part, I thought, well, there's somebody who can nail it. There's somebody who can really, bring it home. So I'm excited to see the movie. I'm torn because it's got Robert De Niro in it, and who I have thoroughly enjoyed for decades. But in the last 5 years, 4 years, he's completely shattered that wall of the willful suspension of disbelief. I can't see him and think, okay, here's Jimmy, the Irish mob guy in Casino, or not Casino, in Goodfellas, or Lester, whatever, in Casino. He played the original Godfather in Godfather 2. He plays Don Vito Corleone as a young man. Have you seen Taxi Driver?
Yeah, of course, it's a classic. Yeah, that was one of the great all-time great films.
It's so good. It's disturbing. I can't the first time I watched it was maybe 10 years ago. I felt like I had to take a bath because the humidity, the heat, the humidity. It's a hot, steamy city. Plus the fact, the whole subplot with Jodie Foster and Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like I wanted him to get killed because it was just slimy. Oh.
Well, you're going to be able to get a chance. You're going to be able to get a chance to see all of them in the Martin Scorsese flick that's coming out on Netflix. The Irishman. They're de-aging all of them. Joe Pesci, everybody from Goodfellas, everybody. They're bringing all of them into another gangster flick, and that's going to be on Netflix sometime. I think it's sometime this year. But
oh, really?
Yeah, in case you wanted to watch that.
So I'm torn between De Niro because the willful suspension of disbelief is gone, but then again, Joaquin Phoenix might be enough to overpower that because his performance is going to be, from the trailers I've seen, I think his performance will be such that it will be able to overcome and overshadow. Just one thought on that: you're going into a profession where you want the public to come and pay money to see you perform, and De Niro's not a stupid person. He understands that the country is politically charged. We're pretty much divided, maybe 45-45. There is an undecided middle, but there is both sides of the political spectrum have deep roots, and if you take a stand, sure, you're going to make the other half love you, but you're going to make the other half like, well, okay, I don't feel like I can make money anymore, and it's like. It's unfortunate that someone who, if you're going to retire from your profession of, I want the public to love me and adore me and pay money to see me, okay, fine, spill the beans, do what you want to do. But if you want to stay in that kind of that, your industry is creating an illusion that I am not who I am because I'm an actor. It's counterproductive in my opinion. But
no, I agree. I agree completely.
For all I know, Joaquin Phoenix is to the left of De Niro.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I don't know because he doesn't talk about it, right?
He doesn't feel like his. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's only a matter of time before he does. And it's. We all talked about the left wing bubble that Hollywood is enraptured itself into, and continuously soaking their own farts in themselves. So
reference to that. I haven't watched South Park.
Yeah.
This is like for the longest time. Where like the wine sip.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like they're
I know what you're referring to. I caught that reference.
They're drunk on their own virtue signaling, and that's a big deal. That the virtue signaling gives them, it recharges their own batteries. So anyway, I am psyched for this flick. I am psyched for this. I think that Joaquin Phoenix is brilliant. He's a brilliant actor. It was a shame that we lost him for those many years. And I think that when he left, when he did leave, when he did his, I thought it would have been much more effective if he did a few, if he displayed himself in such a way that was a little bit more insane. That it would have and anyway, it would have sparked some interest in it, or at least gotten some recognition. I think it's just that it was too on the nose to the point where it was believable. I mean, of course he's doing his job. He's being an actor. He was fooling the world into thinking that he was. But I think as a result, just the way everything just shifts in and out, the way Hollywood is able to just shuffle people in and out all the time, and it happens all the time. People's careers just die like that in a second, in a heartbeat these days especially. And for him to just say, okay, I'm leaving, it was kind of like people just kind of forgot about him, and it's a sad thing. Yeah. because I think that what he should have done is just taken the crazy route and just been like publicly just nuts and just like done weird stuff, because then that way it would at least propel more of his narrative, or maybe his story that he was creating, right, into the public eye, and it still would have been his movie. His movie would be the real life, right? I mean, that's essentially what he's doing, and instead of making just a documentary that tanks your career. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I would have loved to have seen him do crazy stuff in the streets like they did with 30 Rock.
Tracy's had his problems in the last few years.
I am a Jedi! I am a Jedi! I am a Jedi!
Doing weird stuff in the street, just being a crazy person. And I think that if Joaquin had done stuff like that for real, maybe that. Anyway, thanks so much for joining us, everybody. This is the Fanatics of Film, and we are talking about the Joker, and I have been always trying to get Mark Hamill to be a live-action Joker, and someday before he dies, we will have him play a live-action Joker, and that would have been amazing. Anyway, that was when they were shopping around Leo DiCaprio, and eventually landing on this gentleman by the name of Joaquin. So anyway, what are your thoughts on this trailer so far? We're just going to jump into this and comment on it. So this is actually kind of funny. This is actually a funny moment. I don't know if anybody has noticed this, but I looked up the Joker trailer, and guess what's the ad? The Joker trailer. And this part, I love his demeanor here. He's really genuine. He's genuinely playing with this kid. He's genuinely interested in making this kid entertained. Yeah. And that's actually, I think, really cool, is because you have a certain innocence, and that's where we're going to fall in love with this character. We're going to fall in love with this anti-hero. He's got this complete and total innocence about him. He wants to entertain kids. He has a desire to be this entertainer and to make them feel happy, and that's what he does. He achieves his goal, only to be shot down by the parent right there. Yep. When he's finally, and it seems like he's getting a small success here. And that small success is completely shot down.
Sure, he's getting a smile from the kid, but the authority shuts him down. He's a downtrodden guy. From the other trailers, we know, this is a dark time, economic depression, recession.
In 81, was it really that much of a recession though? Okay.
Man, yeah.
Well, because of Jimmy Carter, right? Maybe.
I remember my parents talking about. I know loan officers who wrote loans on a 30-year fixed. Take a stab at the interest rate. What do you think it was in 1980? A 30-year fixed interest rate for a mortgage. Good credit, 20% down, the best rate out there. Take a guess. Swing the bat.
The best rate out there, I mean, I'm guessing in the 80s, maybe 2, 3, 4%, 5%.
18%.
18. Jeez.
18%.
That's like 1990s credit card in your face. It's steal like, your life money. That is death.
I'm gonna buy a house. Do I fill out the paperwork and get a mortgage, or do I put it on my credit card? Because it's 18%. And I met people who said, "Oh, it was nuts. You don't know what a refi boom is like." When we hit 11%, it was the end of the world. People were going nuts. Refinancing down to 11%. Right. So a little bit of history. So the time that this takes place, just to put things in context for those out there in YouTube land, we're talking 18% on a 30-year fixed mortgage. We have no idea of the bleakness that was the Jimmy Carter years. And there's only one person who's happy about the Barack Obama years, and that's Jimmy freaking Carter. Because he's now walking around. He's still alive, and he's not dead yet. and he's saying to himself, I am no longer the worst American president. Side note, we're on Fan of Fan. I'm sorry. And I'll just, one more context of that. Carter's gift to the world that is still giving today is the Islamic Republic of Iran, right? He allowed that to come online. And Obama left office with the Islamic Republic of Iran, the #1 sponsor of international terrorism in the world. He left them with a path to acquire nuclear weapons, which makes Carter, hands down, no matter how you cut it, the second worst president of the United States of America in all-time history. But,
it's like how anyone who doesn't notice that, it's like you just.
So I mean, all of that
so
to
ridiculous.
say, this is the 1980s.
Yes,
it is a hard time.